how safe is it to walk down the street? How safe do you feel?
I feel very safe, honestly. I
Yeah.
feel very safe, and I'm not being biased. I've seen many foreigners in Iraq walking around from all type of cultures, like
Yeah.
white, Asian, like anything, black
Yeah.
people. There's so many, like, and a lot, especially these days. I would say
Yeah.
it's not like what you see in the media. Honestly, I'm being 100% with you,
Uh-huh.
and it's very safe walking around, and people will try to help you as much as possible.
Mhm.
Yeah, so safety wise, honestly, it's very safe. There's nothing going like in the media. They make it sound like it's hell. But it's actually not, and the country is developing very fast right now.
Yeah.
Especially since earlier this year, was it like last year September? Yeah, last September we held the Arab Gulf Soccer Cup.
Golf, soccer.
Yeah, the Arab nations like soccer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Soccer, like
I mean,
the
yeah,
football, like
the sport golf.
no, the Gulf area. Yeah,
I get
the
it.
Gulf area soccer tournament,
Yeah.
which hasn't been held in Iraq in 44 years.
Yeah.
Which is insane, right? Like Iraq was part of that tournament for a long time.
Yeah.
It was we still participated. It's just like it wasn't hosted in Iraq for 44 years.
Yeah.
So after we hosted that, it was very successful. Like I can also show you some footage from that. It was very beautiful. They did a very good job, for a country that hasn't hosted that in a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of our brothers from other countries came, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, a lot of them came, UAE, Qatar,
Yeah.
Oman, Yemen, they all came, like a lot of them came with cars, like they just drove to Iraq, and then they enjoyed the vibes a lot, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone was surprised. And not just the Arab, just the Arab nations that came, like other citizens from other countries came also to check it out. The president of FIFA was there.
Really?
Yeah, president of FIFA, UN, the president of UN was there. There's so many big people that came.
Yeah.
And it really changed their perspective about Iraq. Like, they were like, wow, this is not what we see in the media. And
Yeah.
this is like way better than we thought. Even though the tournament was hosted in the city of Basra, which is a very south,
Yeah.
which is not the capital. It's just one of the cities,
Yeah.
It's a very cultural city though. But like there are many other cities in Iraq that are way better, and people were surprised by how, especially by the people. Like they were surprised by the people and how beautiful they are, how beautiful their souls are. Like people were very kind.
Yeah. But honestly, that doesn't surprise me because media often makes things seem so much more terrible than they actually are.
Exactly.
So you really get to go there and see it with your own eyes.
Yes, exactly.
Build your own opinion.
Yeah, I don't blame many people because like, why should they go? Like why should they go and risk it? But it's not like that. I mean, many people have proved that already, and these days it's developing more and more and more. So people will see how much better it's getting.
Yeah.
And there are many developed places, many rich areas, many like stuff like that, many cultural places. I really think Iraq has very high potential, and it's a rich land also. So they have very high potential in tourism.
Yeah.
We just need, the media to be laid off a little bit, like just because we got invaded by the US,
Yeah.
we're treated like that. We got invaded and we're treated like that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have any like I have many friends from the US. So we talk about this mostly.
So speaking about this, since you grew up during the war in Iraq, for example, how did you feel it? Like how close were you to the happenings?
Okay, well, when the war happened, it was 2003. I was about like 3-4 years old. So honestly, my family made me feel like we weren't in a war. Like it was.
Yeah.
I appreciate them for that. We had a really happy childhood. We did everything. We had like just childhood. Excuse me, just like you or anyone else, We had a lot of fun. We traveled around also and all that. But during the war, like, they were very cautious, of course, my family, my friends and all that. But life was new. Like, I mean, like, during the city, it's like, within the city, it's like, it's fine, I would say, like, Ukraine and Russia problem right now is worse. Like,
yeah. So when was the last time you were in Iraq?
2020.
Okay.
2020.
And now since the war is over, and how is like the aftermath of the whole thing? Do you feel any like still consequences from the war, like for example, the people's mentality or something?
Definitely, but I would say now it's finally like people are starting. So here's what happened. So the war happened in 2003, right? After 2003, the country was led by a dictator. Okay, so everything was set on his rules, which was organized and everything, no problem. But once that's gone, like, a lot of mess happened after that. Like during the 2000s, that wasn't a good year. There weren't good years in Iraq. So after that war, the regime was down, right? The dictatorship or like the presidency. So after that, everyone wanted to compete. So in Iraq, we have Sunni Muslims, we have Shia Muslims, we have Kurdish people, we have many types of we have a lot of Christians also. So a lot of them wanted to be on top, like after the war especially, so a lot of conflict happened like here and there, like, oh, who wants to be on top? A lot of corruption happened after that, a lot, man. Then it's sad, trillions of dollars were gone, So that's the sad part. But after that, like from Syria, we got like ISIS, and they crossed the border. They kind of settled in like one of the city, Mosul in Iraq, which is a very historical, very important city in Iraq. So they settled there. Iraq had to fight them, and with the help of the U.S., so we fought them, and we got rid of ISIS. Like that was, when was this? Like maybe 2016, 17 or something like that. Not that long ago. But yeah, anyway, after the war, it was like people were living. It's just like a lot of corruption and conflicts, and like there's no rebuilding going on.
Right now?
Yeah. No, right now it's different.
Okay.
Like there's no rebuilding going on and all that. And obviously a country that got invaded, like it takes time to recover.
Of course, yeah.
A lot of things were destroyed. A lot of things were stolen. A lot of money got stolen. A lot of oil got stolen. But it is what we can't do. We can't go back in time and change stuff, So during the 2000s, it was a very bad era. Not like I would say it was bad, but it was still livable. I still lived life, comfortably. We traveled around, did everything,
And how was it with the presence of ISIS? Like, how scared were you to go?
They weren't around all of Iraq. They were only in one city in like kind of north east or northwest, like that. They were only in that area. I'd never seen ISIS, like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and even though at that time I was living in Korea, I did travel back. None of my cousins, none of my friends, they saw ISIS or something like that. It's not like what people think.
Yeah.
We don't see them. Like, of course, it's heavily guarded. So it's like a virus, okay? ISIS is like a virus. They took over Syria, and then they crossed to Iraq because the border's right there. They crossed, and then they polluted that city there in Iraq. And we got rid of them, kind of like a virus,
Yeah.
They're like a virus, so they didn't spread everywhere. They only spread in like some areas.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and it's all like countryside or like super far in the desert or something.
Okay.
Like they didn't really like, I've never seen them, or never heard any of my people that I know, which I know a lot of people back home.
Yeah.
Never heard anyone seeing ISIS or being like that,
Okay. Yeah, I just mean because, for example, even in Switzerland, when attacks happened, I had a bunch of friends who didn't want to go into the city when there were a ton of people. Like if there was some event where there's going to be thousands of people, even in Switzerland, they just wouldn't go into the mass because they were scared. And so you're saying in Iraq you were never scared of any of this?
I was like, I had a little bit of thought of back of my head. I'm like, I hope nothing happens. I hope it doesn't get worse, But our military did really well, honestly, even though at that time, like I told you, the country's still trying to find its way. So that's what's concerning. The military wasn't that strong, but our military did a good job. America helped, apparently. So, as always, they helped. So, like, yeah, like that's how it is. Like, of course, like we have a good relationship with the U.S. now. Obviously, like we have to have a good relationship with the U.S. Like, we don't want any. Like right now, yeah, it's really good. We don't have any enemies, so that's really important. And people wanted to do that ages ago, man. It's just like the people in control were the annoying ones, or like the ones that are not complying well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what's it called for the ISIS thing? Like I had never like encountered or felt anything like that. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad.
Yeah. No. It's not like what people think, honestly. Like it's not. They're not everywhere shooting, and there's no such thing.
I'm glad you're cleaning that up.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. No.
It's good when people hear that.
Yeah.